December, everyone. I'm just getting so bad at working on these. You may have taken note that I didn't put up a video on the 25th like I suggested. Well, I did. It's just privated because I felt better. Now you know. Back to the topic at hand. I requested the game Katamari Damacy for Christmas last year, despite not having the system to play it on, and so it sat on my shelf for about a year. But then, for my birthday this year, I asked for something to play it on. And after a failed attempt with the PS3, because I didn't know about negligent backwards compatibility, shame Sony, I settled on a PS2 to play my PS2 game on. I also got Shadow of the Colossus, but that's for another time. My 11 months of waiting were not in vain, because I really like this game. And now I'm going to talk about it for a while with my horrible recording, editing, and gameplay skills to cover up my horrible speaking skills. Enjoy? So, Katamari Damacy is a game made by Namco back in 2004, and for less than $1 million at that. Similar to my channel, Katamari Damacy started out as a school project, except in the case of the game, it became wildly successful. The story is a bit odd, but simple and straightforward. Your father, the king of all cosmos, went on a drunken gallivant and accidentally destroyed all of the stars in the sky. Oops. So, he places the responsibility on his son of 5 centimeters in height, you, the Prince of all Cosmos, to rebuild the stars that he destroyed by gathering up their mass from objects on Earth rolled up into a Katamari. In case you're wondering, a Katamari is an adhesive ball that rolls onto it objects with a smaller mass and diameter than is currently the Katamari. The object in question will then add its mass to the diameter of the Katamari, allowing for larger item acquisition, being that said item is not displaced by hitting an object that is larger than the mass of your Katamari. Difficult stuff, I know, but that can be more easily said as, it's a big ball that consumes smaller things and becomes bigger. Don't hit big things until you are substantially large. Those things that you collect make noises when you collect them, by the way. It's very horrifying if you think about it. Even more so when you realize that all the life in that object is going to be combusted and thrown into the void of space. But happy music distracts you from that. So happy. Anyway, there are 10 story levels of star building fun, conveniently named Make a Star 1 through 9, with Make the Moon being the final level. The goal of all these levels is to make the biggest Katamari possible within a given time limit, ranging from at least 1 meter to at least 300 meters in diameter. Aside from that, there are 9 other levels that make the constellations that have various restrictions as to what counts in terms of making a suitable star, even though you can't really fail them. You'd have to try to fail them. These special restrictions include collecting many of one type of object, being crabs for Cancer, women for Virgo, crowns for Corona Borealis, twins for Gemini, fish for Pisces, and swans for Cygnus. There are also 2 infuriating levels that you are tasked to collect the largest of one type of object, these being Ursa Major collecting a bear, and Make Taurus collecting a cow. There is also one other level, Make the North Star, in which there is no time limit, but the goal is to get to a diameter of 10 meters without a reference. I managed this on my first try. And then I never tried it again. Within some of these levels, there is a royal present, a gift from your father, which you have to roll up rather than he directly give to you. There are apparently 15 of these to find, but I am relatively bad at this game and don't have most of them. They just add an item of clothing to the prince, such as the crown that I've been wearing this whole time, that you can wear during levels. There's also a camera found in Make a Star 5, which allows you to take pictures if you press L1. There are also some added bonuses after you finish the game, such as, during the credits, there's an unofficial level in which you roll up all of the countries of the world. All 195 at the time are apparently available. Once this game is completed, you may play through all the levels again, but added to them are the cousins of the prince, which can then be played as in multiplayer, which is a 3-minute free-for-all to gain as much mass as possible, or just don't tell them what to do and roll them up immediately. As well as adding the cousins, beating the game allows you to unlock the levels Eternal 1, 2, and 3. These are unlocked by making an enormous Katamari and Make a Star 4, 8, and Make the Moon respectively. These levels allow you to play around the house, town, and world levels for as long as you want to build your Katamari to your heart's content, with the only limit being the objects in the level. These levels are essentially the same as the levels at the base of the Eternal modes for Moon, but there are slight item differences. This game was well worth my wait. It's just so enjoyable, happy, and easy to pick up. But being the cheaply made game that it is, there is a fair share of glitchy parts, but there's always a way to get out of them. Despite the game's simple goal, there's still so much for me to do. You can potentially finish the game in 5 hours, but I intend to get my $20 cost out of it. It's just fun to roll around and consume everything. I could always work on those shooting stars for quickly completing the goal, as well as finding all the special names and all of these items. Just so much to do. That's all I have for this video. See you next month/year.